We all make choices that have consequences. Consequences that affect us in unimaginable ways, which destroy us and devastate our lives. God finds us in the deepest, darkest shadows of our consequences to show us hope, healing, and a plan for our lives.
I was fortunate to grow up in a Christian home. Was in church every Sunday and Wednesday. Pretty much lived the life that I thought I was supposed to, didn't get in trouble and, played sports and made pretty good grades. Got around graduation and started hanging out with the wrong crowd and wrong people and just started using drugs, marijuana. Slowly started not going to church as much and not hanging around my family as much as I should have. Continued into college and kind of got a little bit worse. And eventually I quit playing basketball and quit even going to school. I dropped out, got a part-time job, continued drug use and got with a girl and we ended up getting married. I had a little girl. I still was in the drug use heavily. It went from marijuana to pills and I was really addicted to opiates. Eventually it led to stealing and everything I could do to just support my habit. The drugs really had a hold of me. Ended up, me and my wife split up and I ended up going in and out of jail. This last time, about 2 years ago, I went into jail. I had about 15 felony charges. I knew I was going to be in there a while. Really started seeing that my way wasn't going to work. Growing up in a Christian home, I knew what to do. I cried out to God and just asked Him, I just give my life to you, no matter if I go to prison or, if I do get a rehab, I choose to follow you. They told me a rehab probably wasn't going to be possible, considering all my charges and things, that the judge wasn't going to go for it. I got some papers on Union Mission, which was actually the only rehab papers that I got. I'd never heard of Union Mission. A guy named Dave Sneed came and see me. He was very positive that he could get me in the program. He talked maybe even that weekend. My lawyer said it wasn't going to happen, that the judge didn't want me to go. Again, I just kept praying. I knew that if God wanted me here, it was going to happen. I guess altogether about 3 more months went by. My lawyer said that to fill this packet out, it was to Union Mission, and that Dave Sneed was going to come and speak on my behalf. So things were looking up, and I went to that court date. At the end of the day, they released me to Brother Dave and allowed me to come to Union Mission. In January, make about 2 years I've been here. I've come through the program and graduated. Union Mission, going through the program, really shows structure. It disciples you and shows you how to have a relationship with God, which is the main thing. Just staying focused on Him, everything else just kind of falls in its own place. It's just a wonderful program God's really used in my life. He's changed my life completely. From getting up to thinking about drugs in the morning to getting up praying, it's a really big difference. Going through the program, worked in the pallet shop. Upon graduation, the Lord worked it out to where I become supervisor of the pallet shop, and I enjoy my job. I get to be around the guys every day and talk about God and try to help people that's come through the same situation that I was in. Again, I praise God for allowing me to go to jail, because that really made me start thinking. He opened up Union Mission to me and allowed me to come here. And I just praise Him and thank Him for where He's got me at today. God has a plan for me.
To rebuild my family.
To be involved in jail ministry and to raise my son in a godly home as He had intended for me.
To show others what He can do with a broken life.
God has a plan for me to be a good mother.
To continue to grow.
To reach those that were just like me.
To be a productive human being.
To restore the relationship with my daughter, and with me having the opportunity to go to Word of Life, to get more knowledge about what Christ has done for me. I want to take it out to the world as his disciples did.
God has a plan for me to, I believe, an evangelist calling to minister, to witness about him and how great he is and what he did in my life. He can do the same for you.
God has a plan for me to tell you about him.
To glorify him in everything I do. I have an opportunity to do that by being a better husband, a better father.
To be the man that he intended for me to be, the father to my kids, the brother to my siblings, the son for my parents to look down on because neither one of them are here anymore. But God also has a plan for me to be a witness for him, just as he told his disciples that they were to be witnesses for him. And it's all for his glory, and I accept that truth, and I'm happy about it.
God has a plan for me.
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 In West Virginia today, there are thousands who are unaware that God has a plan for them, a plan for hope and healing, a plan for a future. Union Mission has a plan. You can be part of it. Help us share their stories. Pray, volunteer, give.